Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody. It is great to be back with you all again. A gorgeous morning here in SoCal. No question about it, but it is breezier, a little cooler, and that portends things to come that we'll get into with you right now. Great to be back with you all. Man, I'll tell you, there has been some awfully good fishing, but as I've described to you many times, springtime fishing in Southern California is taking these steps forward where it looks like everything is going to come together, and then taking a few steps back, and this wind is definitely going to put a kibosh on some pretty darn good sign and signal. Some areas right now are not experiencing much wind at all. Catalina, Santa Barbara Island doesn't look too bad here this morning from the reports I've gotten in from some of the boys that are out there fishing, but that's about to change. The one area that might get away with this is that San Diego Bluefin tuna area. Although it's going to get breezy Saturday evening, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to get breezy. It could create some problems, but that area looks like it's not going to be as bad as many of the other areas. Like up in the Channel Islands this afternoon, it's really going to go to spit, and it's going to stay that way for a while. And then it looks like over many areas we're going to have windy weather right on into Wednesday, Thursday. Those are forecasts. Things can change, so that's what the morning briefing is all about. But for right now, it does look like we're going to have some wind on our hands. That's going to create some problems. Day and a half trips, overnight trips out of San Diego, a few misses here and there, but for the most part, really great fishing going on down there on a superior grade of bluefin tuna. A lot of it in that 80 to 150 pound class. We get fish up over the 100-pound mark. The Condor had one at 200 with limits. Polaris Supreme with limits. Several other boats with great fishing on that bluefin tuna. Remember, you need to have a variety of tackle right now. It's so important. You do need that 30-pound fluoro to fly line with, but you definitely need a 2-speed reel with 80-pound. And the lures that you're bringing now, all those jigs, the Sacanas and everything else, you want to have them in the 100 to 250, 300 gram range right now. Sometimes they are biting some of that heavier stuff. Some of those nighttime bites still really good. And then in the daytime, a lot of run and gun type fishing. Really a lot of fun. There's some kelp patty yellowtail starting to mix in there also, but not a whole lot. It's mostly BFT, and how can you beat this incredible springtime bite in San Diego? It just gets better and better and better. However, as I have said, we're going to have some breezier conditions. Not horrible winds, but downright snotty when we get toward Monday for sure. And even this afternoon, it's going to get a little breezy. Tomorrow morning looks good. Afternoon looks like it could get a little breezier. So we will continue to watch it for you very closely. Tino Valentine on board the Freedom, out bouncing around the local islands here. And Tino said it was pretty tough weather yesterday. So if Tino said it was tough yesterday, just hang on till Monday. It's going to be nasty. And even Sunday, not looking great. Had 11 halibut and a yellowtail. They've been fighting the sea lions quite a bit at San Clemente Island. It has been a A1 pain in the you-know-what with all those sea lions, but there's been some squid nests that they've been fishing, and at times they have that good halibut fishing. It's been a good springtime halibut bite. There's yellows, there's sea bass. There really has been some outstanding fishing. The Pride had 11 white sea bass on their last trip, 7 yellows, halibut. They fished a day and a half trip. They also had limits of calico bass, a couple of bonita and barracuda to go along with it. Pretty darn good fishing, but again, we're going to take a step backwards with this weather, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to last a while. It's going to be kind of nasty. My good friend, Captain Dave Dodge, was out on the El Dorado at a Long Beach sport fishing yesterday. Look at that nice yellow, Dave. Had beautiful grade of yellows racing around SBI. Dave said overall the island really took a step backwards yesterday. He thought the fleet would take off and start looking elsewhere, but once again, there's not too many other areas to look at. Right now, this morning, Santa Barbara Island, really nice weather. A lot of dropper loop fishing going on at Clemente and Santa Barbara Island, and if you're fishing in the dark, those fish, they can't see a thing, so you might as well fish 50-pound, 60-pound. 6-8 ounce torpedo sinker and a big hook like a 5.0 at least is going to get it done. When the sun comes up, sometimes you'll switch over to that sliding egg sinker type of rig, fluorocarbon you definitely want to be fishing Opsin fluorocarbon, www.opsinusa.com. Put FA, Friedman Adventures, in at checkout and get a special gift. That will really do you well once the sun comes up. So there's been some decent signal, but overall it has been tough. Catalina, same thing. Pursuit, 7 yellows. Freelance, couple yellowtail. More and more yellows showing up, seeing them bouncing around. Some big bonita, a few more calico bass, mostly shorts, but starting to see even better bass fishing as the water cleaned up and warmed up. However, you know what's going to happen now. We're going to take that step backwards here as we move into the beginning of the week, and that is not going to be good. Channel Islands, Aloha Spirit with a white sea bass. Mirage had mostly rockfish. Once again, we have been seeing some great signal on white sea bass. It's been a while now, but some fantastic signal on white sea bass up there in the Channel Islands, and big ones. I mean, fish up to 60, almost 70 pounds, but the weather has just been a royal pain in the butt, and it is so frustrating for skippers like Tucker McCombs up there on the Endeavor, Sean Stewart on the Aloha Spirit, all the great guys up in that Channel Island area. It's so frustrating because they know the fish are there, they know they want to bite, and they can't get to them because of this weather. And this weather is going to go to spit starting pretty much right now. And for the majority of the week, we'll keep our eyes on that for you very, very closely. Remember, up there in the Channel Islands, they fish sea bass entirely differently. They run and gun it. Like the kind of fishing I was describing to you about San Diego, where they're running and gunning on the tuna, they do that on the sea bass down up there in the Channel Islands. It's really fun. I mean, they run from sonar mark to sonar mark. Oscar Ochoa, he was on board the Endeavor 10 days ago or so, and literally looked off the bow and saw a big bunch of sea bass, 30 to 40 pounders, just cruising along the surface. And of course, Tucker saw it also, got up on it, and they fished it. Many times they're fishing dropper loop, and of course, up in the Channel Islands, you'll get copious amounts of rockfish on a fairly regular basis. The rock fishing up there is just stupendous. Unfortunately, however, this wind is gonna get in the way, and we're just gonna have to watch it very, very closely. By the way, down in San Diego, there's several long-range boats on that Bluefin, and they've all been doing great. Independence, Intrepid, those guys got it dialed in. They're really, really good at what they do, and really comfortable rides. So with this little bit of weather coming up, kind of a lot of weather coming up here in the next few days, we'll be able to fish on those bigger boats and be a little more comfortable. And will tuna bite in rough weather? If that thought is going through your head, yeah, it's just difficult to fish in it. That's the problem. And sometimes it just gets too dangerous when it really gets windy. I'm not saying it's going to get that way, but that's the problem. I mean, you can get in some of the worst looking seas you could ever imagine, and that tuna will continue to bite. And all you old timers out there who were used to fishing albie up there in Morro Bay, those albacore trips out of Morro, I mean, it could be horrible. The guy's pulling back on the throttle all night long because he's got these giant swells coming at him. You finally get out there in the morning and get a bite, and get a good bite, and get a good stop. And down in San Diego, we have seen similar situations, but we'll have to just see how this all plays out. All right, one big tip for you. Don't miss this one. Guys, okay? I don't like to be sexist, but I'm addressing the men out there. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, okay? So don't be silly. This could be life and death for your fishing future if you don't go out and get roast. And don't go buy your mother and take care of your wife also. Don't go buy her a vacuum cleaner or something to clean the house with. Flowers, chocolates, jewelry, all of those things that say you love your mother and you want to go fishing for the rest of the year. Just kidding. Make sure you remember Mom on Mother's Day. All right, everybody, Friedman Adventures will continue to watch it for you very, very closely. As I say, here in Surfside, it's breezy a lot of the time here. But it's definitely breezier this morning and cooler. We'll keep our eyes on it all for you. And don't forget, there'll be lots more content here on Friedman Adventures, including a live podcast on Tuesday night. And who knows what else. We'll have more tackle tips, cooking segments. We'll keep you informed with all the latest. Thanks again. Man, it's getting chilly out here. Have a great day, everybody. For Friedman Adventures, I'm Phil Friedman, wishing you a wonderful Saturday and wishing all you moms out there a really lovely Mother's Day tomorrow.